Hey y'all. What's up, Dylan? I think it's you. It's kind of hard to see the name with how I have the camera. So, I saw someone in here before. I don't know if it was you, but if you watch from the beginning, it's going to be very quiet. I am going to be saving this as a replay. I hope you can hear me. I have my wind chime on my not windmill. What's that thing called? Ceiling fan. Plus, my roommate is here, and I guess he's on the phone now or something. So I hope you can still hear me. Um, I can hear you. Okay. Yeah, I'm like kind of like squinting to read the messages. I've kind of been quiet since the beginning. Again, just saying this more for the people watching the replay. Just because there was no one really in the beginning until now. Uh, yeah, I don't know who's coming in the chat. I can't because of the way my stand is, like my phone stand, and how my back camera doesn't record good. I have to use my selfie camera, so that covers up the chat, and it's kind of hard for me to read. So I don't know who's coming in, but thank you for joining. I know it's really random, and it's really late. Um, but this is I think the third prompt to the Witch's Black Lent. Um, I want to say I think it's the third one. I'm a few weeks behind, mostly because I was waiting for this piece to come in, and I guess they were busy, like the not the supplier, what they called, the business people. They were really busy, so they hadn't sent it out when I ordered it. I guess it got lost in like all the orders or whatever. So it was just sent out this past Friday, and I think it was delivered to my P.O. box yesterday, if I remember correctly. So it did come pretty quickly. I just assumed that it got the order just got lost in the because they were saying how they were so busy. So I'm gonna just assume that. Oh, I missed a spot. But if you haven't watched my previous video, well, yeah, I think it was only one video so far that I made. It was talking about how this year I'm working with the sin of lust, and excuse me. It's actually been a really challenging time, if I be honest. Part of it's because I didn't have the representation for me to show, the next prompt. I was also waiting for my stuff to come in to make my potion, because I decided I wanted to make an oil this year. Um, I think I might make oils for the first 7 years of the prompts. Oh, excuse me, the first 7 years of doing the Witch's Black Lent. And then I think once I've gone through all seven, and I make this collection of uh, sin oils or potions, then I think I might go back through the sins and challenge myself to make like a loose incense blend or something like that. Um, Eventually, once I get this painted, I'm gonna turn the camera around, and I'm gonna read the messages. So you can definitely comment if you want to. Just know that if you're trying to like ask questions or anything, I'm not able to read the full comment. It's kind of like just bits and pieces. Progress, but yeah, sorry, Dylan, I can't read that, but I'll read it later. I'll catch up on the chat. Actually, we can probably catch up on it now while I have this dry, but I don't know where to put y'all. I didn't think about this. I guess I don't need to use this paintbrush. If you don't mind me moving the camera, then I'll just move y'all over here. Oof. Okay, I'm gonna just move y'all here. Hey, y'all. Okay. Let me read that. Hi, yep, it's me. It wasn't me. Okay, I can hear you. And they were roommates. And oh, stop it. Is this the effigy for witches? Oh yeah, yeah. This is my I'll talk a little bit more about it in a second. I talked about who I was gonna work with as like the effigy spirit um for this sin, but I'll talk about it again. I started to clean out our third bedroom. That was my mom's storage room. I haven't made much progress, but I did find a treasure trove of really cool stuff. Ooh, are you gonna do like not an unboxing, like a haul? Like do a haul? I haven't been able to catch your live streams because I've either been working or busy doing something else. That did not work. I don't mind you moving the camera. Okay, cool. So, um, this Witch's Black Lent has been really challenging. Oh, you can't see my face. I'm so sorry. Or I can't see my face. Maybe it doesn't matter. Blessed Lord. Bruh, this roommate is so fucking loud, man. And dirty. He's probably gonna hear me if I'm too loud, but maybe it'll inspire him to clean. I don't know. I mean, I'm a cluttered mess right now because I'm trying to like declutter and sort, but it's all within my sleeping space, right? It's in the space that is mine. We have the kitchen and bathroom area. That shit is disgusting, and it is about 80 to 90% because of him. Yeah, definitely do share a haul of all the cool stuff. I'm assuming it's like spiritual witchy adjacent items that you found. Um, Anyway, back to the Witch's Black Light. That's really what this is supposed to be about. It's supposed to be a catch-up video, an explanation video, as well as a, I want to say this is week 3 of the prompts, where, let me grab my water. I'm so sorry. It's just I have a scratchy, dry throat. I'll be right back. Okay. Ugh. So where have I been? Because I said that I was going to be posting, my weekly prompts on here. Most of it was initially because of the poem. The poem really had me stumped this year. I was really struggling on being able to find. I'm trying to find some stuff to light my ancestor candle while I'm over here. Actually, not my. That's not my meant to say. Not the ancestor candle. The candle to the spirit of the effigy I'm painting. But there we go. Sorry, still can't talk and do things at the same time. So when I was trying to write this poem, so this was essentially week 2. So I got through week 1 of researching the sin and figuring out which one I was going to do and all that. And I pretty much right away blew through Aquarius. Oh wait, so sorry, I've been missing the chat. Initiation cards from my grandpa while he was a Coast Guard. Oh! That's beautiful. Definitely save those birth charts. That ring, oh, you can do some magic with that ring. It can be an ancestral talisman, an ancestral amulet. You can use it to do some divination with the ancestors. Depending on what type of ring it was, you could probably even use it for love work. You could use that as a protection charm. Oh, blessed be. What was I saying? Oh, and then the Bible, you can do some Bible magic with that shit. You can put that on the ancestor altar. Ooh, that's some potent shit right there. And with the, you said you found initiation cards. Yeah, I would say divorce papers, marriage license, the initiation cards, birth charts. Make like, get like either a binder or maybe a scrapbook, or you can get like a Book of Shadows scrapbook journal thing, whatever you can get. Um, and then maybe invest in something if you wish. This is just my thought. And then you can make like an ancestor book where you put these people's information in anything you have. If you got um, one of the birth charts goes to the marriage license, one goes to divorce paper, one goes to your. Sorry, I had to check something. But like you can put the not the divorce paper. Well, yeah, the divorce paper too, but the birth charts, you can put them with your with like entries for your ancestors. Is basically what I'm trying to say. The ring might be onyx or something. Perfect. Black stones are great when working with the ancestors. Hola, Mika. Hola, Mama Bear. In the Bible, I found a verse circled that had safety and protection written next to it. I was like, okay, Christian witch of the family. Oh, okay. Yeah, you said it was. What did I found a verse? Oh, you just said verse. I wonder if it was a psalm. I wonder. But yeah, you can use that Bible in some like bibliomancy. You can use that also as divination and guidance from the ancestors. Um, you could do some Bible magic, like I said earlier. Where am I gonna put this? My altar is not really meant to be putting all this stuff on. Ugh. I don't know how much of it you saw. Blessed be, I dropped my paint. Um, what's that smell? It smells like burning. Is something burning? Let me move that. I don't feel like the candle's actually burning anything, but it's just this weird smell. But I don't think it's the actual candle itself. This did not actually work. You're not doing what I want you to be doing. Alright. It definitely was a psalm. I'm not surprised. A lot of psalms are used in Appalachian folk magic. What some could probably refer to as like the original Christian magic. Well, pause. Let me not say original Christian magic. But definitely a version that survived, let's put it that way. Let me see. The good thing is that because this is blessed be, because this is unglazed, what am I trying to say? It dries quickly. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, so it started with the poem, and then it continued with my effigy not coming in the mail. This shit's not going in the crease. Then like waiting for my stuff for the, what's that thing called? The potion. So I was just like feeling really stagnant in this year's which is Black Lent. And so that's why I haven't been posting anything. It's not fully because I haven't been doing the prompts. It's that I just haven't had the stuff to show. I found a small 1.5 inch by 1.5 inch picture. Oh, that's pretty. So yeah, a little recap. So I'm working with Vex. She is a spirit from Dokar in the Ambrosia's Book of Witchfight, the Spirit to Seripos or something like that. I don't, if it ain't English or Boemistine, I struggle. um, but the Spirit Codex, essentially, portion of the book. Uh, she is the spirit that I was linked to. Oof. I don't know how long ago it was now, but it was when uh, Madame Jasmine and Lady Obscura did that. What do they call it? They call it kind of like demonic matching, but it wasn't with the demons uh, found in like Solomonic magic. I'm like blanking on what that book's called right now, but it wasn't one of those. She decided, as a means of like promoting her book and stuff like that, and getting people kind of like toe dipped into the content of it. She was doing spirit matches, and so this was back then. I'm almost positive that was last year, and she matched me with this spirit Vex. That's who she did some like bibliomancy, and that was the spirit that pulled out. The first card was essentially dedicated to Neptune. Wait a minute, what? Hold on. I was hoping that it was also connected to a secret sea mystery club. How cool and crazy. Understood. Where's the initiation cards? So, one of the two initiation cards was a dedication to Neptune. Was it I already forgot. Did you say what he was? Was it Navy? You said Coast Guard. That's right. I forgot. Because I was gonna ask if he was a shellback. Um, because there's kind of like an initiation for being a shellback when you cross the equator, but I think that's just a Navy thing. So never mind. But anyway, so I'm working with Vex for. He was a shellback. Oh, so the Coast Guard does it too. Okay. Especially once you said Neptune. Yeah, I shaved my hair. Um, or I didn't shave it. I got my head shaved. Not fully. It's been growing back since. But to do. Dylan, you will remember this because you did it last year, or not last year, but September. I had to do mine for March, and I decided to keep the herbage. But yeah, had to do mine. He was the domain of Neptunos Rex. Fancy. But yeah, so that's why my hair is short. Had to do the things, open the roads. Let me put this back because I cannot put another thing on this altar. Oh. Oh, Dylan, while you're still here, you need to burn that one. You can't keep it past, well, it's already past the March equinox. I was supposed to tell you beforehand. I don't remember if I told you when I gave it to you, but you have to burn it. Because you don't want that old in that light. You don't want anything from the dark half of the year in your light half of the year. And Realm of the Golden Dragon was the second card. Ooh, very Asiatic. Which is like Neptunos, but it was for Asia. Interesting. Yeah. So if you still have it, you need to get rid of it. We can talk more if you want. Oof, I can't make you one because the equinox is already gone. Damn. Because it's one of those things where you have to make it on the day. Yeah. So sorry. I know, I was saying that I was going to be like offering these services, but between no one really seeming besides you to kind of act on them, and then being busy with work, I was like, you know what, let me just focus on me, myself, and I right now. I think I'm going to do a second coat. What was I saying? Oh, blessed Lord, no! Yeah, I mean, it's the military. Yeah, it's the military. The military is actually very, I won't say a cult, like, but they have very esoteric origins, as do, and I think it's because they have that. It has, I think it has some Masonic ties. I miss your lives. Yeah, I just felt like I wasn't. I would agree about esoteric origins. Yeah, I just didn't feel like in my place in the witchy community was really. I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. I just felt like there wasn't any real growth happening. I didn't feel like there was a lot of receptivity and reciprocation. Um, I don't want to say that there wasn't appreciation, but there wasn't growth. I wasn't reaching people. I wasn't like inspiring anyone, or in a growth aspect. I know that there was like onesie twosies here and there, but like there just wasn't anything that was really like making me feel like I should keep putting my time. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. I just feel like it just wasn't worth continuing putting so much of my time in it, because there's so much time that you have to put into, you know, planning the content, making content, editing content, sharing content, making diverse content of live versus recorded videos. Um, excuse me. So I wasn't feeling fulfilled. I wasn't. I keep on wanting to say I wasn't feeling appreciated, which isn't really true, but it's also somewhat true. Um, and it really makes me think of that. Oh, what's it called? Where there's this like occult tea thing that was just going on. I think like a week or two ago, about men in the craft and how they don't feel like they have a place in it. And I feel like there's truth to that. There's no place. Well, correction. Not that there's no place for men in the craft. But I feel like there's no modern representation, or very few modern representations of the craft. I feel like a lot of people will bring up Scott Cunningham and I was gonna say Arnold Palmer. My fucking guy. Nah, what's that fucking Raymond Buckland? And first of all, they're problematic. We can't pretend that's not a thing. But they did contribute to the craft. They contributed to the normalization of it. It, uh, being relatively accepted, depending on where you are and in what situation. Um, it's slightly more accepted, not by much though. Um, but you give credit to where credit's due, right? Um, but I think what people fail to realize is that saying that Raymond Buckland and Scott Cunningham and all these other authors represent male witches, it'd be like saying your basic black history people represent black people. Oh, you have Harriet Tubman, you have Rosa Parks, you had Martin Luther King, you had Frederick Douglass, you had these people, but that doesn't represent the totality of the black community, right? And you need to have modern representations. The representation needs to continue. It doesn't just start and stop. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I missed you too, Mama Bear. My grandpa earned both cards in less than a month. Going here in September. Oh wow, that's crazy. Got tired of lack of enthusiasm and connection with her, so I was like, bye. Yeah. I made the video response to the occult tea. I think I saved it in my watch later playlist. I haven't had a lot of time to watch YouTube. So I've been like saving videos to watch. But yeah, so like I'm not saying that there's no representation of men in the craft. I just think that there's no modern representation. Um, I feel like there's, oops, I just put paint on my stand. And that's not really anyone's fault but the male witches in the community. Like it, unless a female like is a trans female, you know, like female to male, you can't represent a male. You know what I'm saying? And it's still going to be a limited, what am I trying to say? Limited male experience because it's just trans. My male experience is also limited because it's only white passing and cis. So you need that diverse representation to feel like you're being seen and to feel like you're being accurately not possessed, represented. Um, and so, while I do agree that you shouldn't forget about Scott Cunningham and all these authors, if I remember correctly, I said in my video, it's time to let Wicca die. And let oh no, I was reading that, and let trad, folk, etc. practices rise. I thank Wicca for what it did for us, but Wicca is too Christiany now. It was always Christiany. Correction. It was very much Catholicism. I made 2 videos. My first video was like an hour before the second one. Yeah, so Wicca's actually very the reason why it was so received well was because it's very Abrahamic. It's organized religion. It's and there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's what ended up inspiring the Christo-pagans and the witchy community, which is great because it helps to diversify the magical community as a whole. But I don't think that Wicca should die per se. I think it should just not be so prominent. Or it shouldn't be allowed to take over. I think that's where it is. I think it needs to be on the back burner for a little bit. Wiccans are always saying, what about the threefold law? And exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think it needs to be put on the back burner for a bit, and I think people need to get educated on folk practices and trad craft. In my opinion, and maybe I'll make an occult tea video response, I'm not sure yet. In my opinion, I think eclectic witchcraft should die. I think eclectic witchcraft is where our main problems are. And I feel like a lot of people aren't going to like me saying this because they probably identify as an eclectic witch. But listen to my reasons why and figure out whether or not it applies to you rather than just getting butthurt about me talking about eclectic witchcraft. So, anyway, those reasons. One of the main ones is that it does not teach how to not be culturally appropriative. And it always talks about how I like to pick and choose. Anytime I hear someone say those words that they're picking and choosing, all I'm hearing is you are making a collage of spiritual practice, which may sound beautiful, but you're destroying things. What do you do to make a collage? You destroy books and magazines to build a poster, right? And in that literal sense, it's fine. In that literal sense, it's fine. But when you're talking about something that's so intimate, so personal, and so browbeaten and extinguished in some cases as these folk practices and these ATRs, these African traditional religions like hoodoo and obia and grigri, Roma practices, indigenous practices, and you're talking about how you're picking and choosing from what colonizers and Christians tried to eradicate. Whether if you want to believe or not, some of these eclectic witches are blood tied to at least Christians, if not colonizers, and the people that caused this devastation historically. It's not like they got wiped out. Let's not pretend that's a thing. I'm not saying Dylan you are. I'm not saying anyone who's watching is a direct descendant. I don't know your blood history. It's not my business. But Um, it's really hard to paint when this is wet. Let me try and turn. Wait. Um, yeah, I don't have a problem with an eclectic witch. I think, I guess me saying that it should die is probably not the best choice of words. I think the cultural appropriation that's been associated with the collective witchcraft should die. So there's a few ways that that could happen. Either eclectic witchcraft just gets rebranded, and those who are not associated with the cultural appropriation aspect of what has become eclectic witchcraft rebrand a new name and do that, or mm, I do agree with that, or and see that's different. I feel like that should be the standardized definition of eclectic witchcraft. It's that it's instead of it being about cherry picking, which unfortunately a lot of times it means, at least nowadays, I think it should be that, where you get inspired by various cultures and you make your own thing. Don't look into it. Yeah. And see, I don't have a problem with eclectic witches that want to be like that. My problem is how they'll just use white sage, even though indigenous people are saying, hey, we don't just light up sage like a candle and wave it around like a wand and call it smudging. And it's an endangered species. We're already losing our land. Now you're taking away our spiritual supplies and you're not even using it properly and you're misusing the name of the spiritual practice. Like, you have indigenous people, both young and old, saying please stop doing that. Saying please, the fact that they're saying please, I would not say please to y'all. If y'all were saying, or if y'all were appropriating Roman practices in your eclectic craft, I would cuss you out and put you on blast. I would not say please stop. I'd say you're a fucking colonizer and I'm sick of your shit. But I'm a little more tough love and blunt. Uh, they're more of a peaceful, a lot of times than not, they're more of a peaceful bunch. But like, but even with that, some of them are actually like still cussing out people for using their stuff. Actually, my Sabbath social stuff is about what I was taught or seen growing up, but how I changed it to make it my own. But I see what you're saying. Yeah, I love mudras. I think I think it's highly underrated, but at least I'm trying to look into the history and such of the practice. And see, I can respect that as well. Um, you know, you're looking at the history, you're looking at practice of the mudra. You're not just looking on Pinterest or whatever the fuck it's called for these little pictures and then you're just replicating it and whatever you feel is right. That is a thousands of years old practice and a religion that people use to better their lives and to help others. Like, you are trying to keep cultural context in there. I can respect that. I don't have a problem with it. But there's so many people that call themselves eclectic witches and they're just using Palo Santo, using and they're clearly they're not using it as a means to try and rekindle and reestablish a connection with their ancestral practices. They're doing it because it smells nice, or they're doing it because it feels good. And I'm like, the fuck is wrong with you? These are things that belong to minority groups, that belong to closed practices, that, in the case with the white sage, are an endangered species. They are on the brink of extinction. And you're going to your urban outfitters and your local witchy shop, metaphysical shop, buying up all the white sage every white moon, or excuse me, every full moon, or every week. And I'm just like, That's like a copycat watering down witchcraft, honestly. We need a different phrase for those types. Yeah. Basically, really what I'm trying to say is I think in the witchy community, period, there does need to be a little more gatekeeping in the sense of protection for preservation and for authenticity. Um, I, I think one of the biggest mistakes we did was you might be right, Dylan. I don't remember off the top of my head. But I feel like we've. Well, I feel like one of the biggest mistakes we did was allow anyone and everyone to come into the witchy community. And that's just. That's not okay. You can't let anyone and everyone into your home. Not anyone and everyone can be your friend. I think we should talk about correcting our elders like there is the devil in the craft, for example. And that's because our elders are Catholics or members of Abrahamic faith that did not decolonize, decondition, and de-Abrahamicize their mind and heart so that way their spiritual practice, at that time Wicca, would not be so Abrahamic adjacent. So I do agree with you, Dylan. I think we need more diverse representation. We need, and you know, I think I'm gonna stop it here, but and maybe make a video at some point. But we need more diverse representation of men in the craft. You need modern representation of men in the craft. You need more trans people represented in the craft. We just need to diversify our community. We need to uplift members of our community, and that's another thing why I kind of stopped making videos, because I would try and share not necessarily members of the witchy communities solely, but I would share things like from Queen Cotalia, who is a minority trans woman. She is a black trans woman, and she grew up in hoodoo. That is her legacy. That, or not her legacy. That's her lineage. Like for what? Oh, I was gonna say 200, but I think it's actually 400 years. She has indigenous blood, and she has African blood, and uh, she does not claim to be a slave. She I'm sorry, I'm not good at doing and talking. And she doesn't. She has said how she doesn't stem from slave stock, and how, um, you know, she grew up in the culture, didn't just read it from a book and stuff like that. Nothing wrong with reading books, but we have to understand that there's a difference between growing up in the culture or being taught by someone that grew up in the culture and just reading from a book or some rando who just says that they were taught. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a difference. Like, I'll never be able to say ABC are my sources. I grew up in the traditional Roma practices, blah blah blah. I can't give you an itinerary, a bibliography, or not bibliography. No, bibliography of my resources and stuff like that. So I'm not gonna go out of my way to try and say I'm a teacher of Romani magic or anything like that, or even Bohemian craft. Even though I know it because it's part of my duties and my job and all that. I know that in when it comes to public space, you need to show that you know what you're talking about. You need your certs, you need the receipts, and I can't do that because that would be breaking oaths and promises that I made with people to not share their business and identity. Uh, I don't know what which end the working is. I'm not. I'm assuming that's his YouTube page. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that person. Um, but I tried to like share about her so that way if people are trying to rekindle with their African side, or even just like for me, I only follow her just because I'm trying to uh, just be culturally diverse, not even necessarily practice hoodoo or anything like that. Just kind of get a better understanding from someone who is willing to share and is of the community and the culture and the history, etc. So, and I was trying to uplift their voice and have others, do the same thing. Yeah, it's his YouTube channel name. Which in the working, I'm gonna screenshot that and check them out because I haven't heard of them. You said he, so I'm assuming they're a male. Um, oof. But yeah, I think that's where I'm gonna leave that. Yeah, it's just we need more diversity. We need more representation, not just we had these people. And I'm not trying to dog anyone who mentioned um, the authors that I've mentioned earlier. I'm not dogging anyone that because I think as male witches we should be or male identifying as witches or whatever. Um, I think it's important that you do remember your elders and what started it. But I think it's also important that you have that representation continues. It doesn't just stop. It's like, oh well, we once upon a time these people were here and they started this for us, and it's like, well, that's great, but first of all, they're problematic. It'd be nice to have some non-problematic male representation for one, and for two, it'd be nice to have more diverse representation. Some trans men represented in the craft, some black men represented in the craft, queer men, white men, Dominican men, Puerto Rican, whatever. Like, I think it's important that masculinity is as humanly possible showcased in a diverse way. And I think it's the same thing with women. I think a big reason why people keep hearing, oh, I'm not feeling supported, I'm not feeling represented, is one, this I will mention the name. Jasmine Ambrosia made a very good point about how, um, what were her words? That men are used to being in charge in spaces or something along those lines. I forget the exact verbiage, but from what I can remember, I'm gonna paraphrase it. She was talking about how uh, men are just used to being dominant and being in charge and being fully represented in space. And I do think that there's some truth to that. Um, but at the same token, as a man, I have also not really always felt, represented. Um, which is why I started making why I started making cultural content, because I did not see, not only did I not feel represented as a man, I didn't feel represented as someone who is Romani Jew mix. So that's why I was trying to share my culture as much as possible, because it is a close practice. But yeah, that's my thoughts for now, anyway. I'm loving the draw towards ancestral folk magic. Yeah, I have heard that Dianic witches or Wiccans are kind of an issue, and some or most of them are misandrist. I don't know what that is. Which is ODD. Oh, I don't know what that is either, because it's a branch of Wicca which is created by a man. Oh, odd. I think that was supposed to be odd, not ODD. uh, odd makes more sense. I'm gonna go with odd. But this is where, and I said I was done. I'm gonna be done with this. This is why Wicca is so much Oh, okay. It is going through so many of the same problems that Christianity is. It's because there wasn't Wicca. It's supposed to be about witchcraft, right? That was not an Abrahamic faith, but it has too many Abrahamic adjacent ties. Wicca, I mean. So that's why it's branching off into these different sects, just like Lutheranism, Methodist, Baptist. It's doing the same thing because it's essentially a pagan remodel of an Abrahamic faith. Pamela Coleman Smith, she was Catholic. That's why there's Catholic imagery in the Rider Waite Tarot. You know, these are very Abrahamic tied denominations. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. I think I'm good with the coats. Maybe not. We'll see. But anyway, back to the original point of this video. I don't think anyone's gonna really watch it at this point, especially since it's just been me talking. And eventually I'm actually gonna move the camera back because once I get this red coat done, we're gonna move on to other colors. But yeah, that's really what it was. You know, I was stumped with the poem. I did get the poem done, and I'm gonna record a video of me making the potion, and I'm gonna recite the poem as a voiceover in that video. Oof, y'all, it's gonna smell so fucking delicious. It's gonna smell so seductively delicious and yummy. And y'all can't smell it, and I'm kind of mad for y'all. I'm mad for y'all that you can't smell it. So I got this like fragrance oil. Let me just show you some of the stuff. Okay. Okay. So as y'all should remember, I'm gonna be using the I think it's Chambord. I never remember how to say it. I'm gonna use that bottle because it's raspberry. You know, it's got the little raspberry imagery. It had that raspberry liqueur inside, and raspberry is one of the correspondences that I put towards lust. I think it should be fine. If you're uncomfortable with phallic imagery, you should close your eyes for 10 seconds. I finally got a hold of this necklace. I forgot who the Etsy seller was. I forgot who the, oh no, blessed be. I forgot who the Etsy seller was. It was like, Singus Arcanum or something like that. And I won't show it again. But it's got, I want to say gold sheen obsidian, I think. Carnelian, or no, that's red jasper. Yeah. And so like the balls move. They're like a separate piece, and then there's the charm. And it's great for like divine masculinity. So I thought it'd just be great with using this oil to kind of tap into that divine masculinity, not necessarily archetypal divine. Maybe I shouldn't even say divine masculinity because that automatically is linked to like archetypal, and like what am I trying to say? Kind of like a full body type of thing. That's not the word I was looking for. I can't think of what the word is. I'm kind of tired. But right now I got some amber in here. This is some dark amber. I'm also going to be putting in this magenta mica powder. So it's going to have that shimmer. And this is kind of like a sweet, it's a fragrance oil, and it's kind of like a fruity sweet smelling flavor, and it's really good. It's called Lick Me All Over. I'm such a child, but it just sounds funny, and it smells really delicious. Um, they are from a the company is from in Plainfield, New Jersey, so represent. For those of y'all that don't know, well, I wasn't born in Plainfield, but I spent like the first 15 years of my life in Plainfield, so that's my place. And I've been wanting to buy from this company, Plant Guru, ever since I found them. So I'm glad I got this. I also got argan oil from them. And so I got this little like fruity candy smelling. Want some my red velvet birthday cake? What the fuck? What is this? What do you mean, what is this? I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, so we're gonna have some of the. It's gonna be like a fruity, sweet, floral, musk smell to it. It's gonna have. So I'm gonna be putting in some patchouli and jasmine essential oil, to kind of balance out the fruity, sweet candiness of this. And y'all, when I was testing, well, not testing, but like I was just like opening the bottles, right? And trying to figure out what roughly it would smell like with these essential oils and the fragrance oil all together, right? And it's really good. It's really good. Yeah. That's gonna smell amazing. I'm probably gonna use this whole thing, honestly, just because it smells really good. And yeah, but yeah, y'all, that's gonna be the next video. I'm gonna record that either after this or tomorrow, maybe, and upload it tomorrow. I want to try and get these done as much as I can. Just because, you know, well, not slacking. I was gonna say I've been slacking, but that's not true. I haven't been slacking. I've been busy. I've been creatively stuck. I don't like how it's looking patchy. I really wish that it'd be a smoother coat. Yeah, I think it's because it's ceramic, maybe. But yeah, how is... Ooh, that's too much paint. How has the Witch's Black Lent been for y'all? It's almost over. I think it actually ends Thursday. Thursday? Ends on the 28th. Whatever day that is. I started watching the Batman 2004 animated series last night on Netflix. Ooh. When I was trying to... Fun fact. So I had been wanted to get this statue, which I did not know was going to be this big. I don't know why I didn't know, because the listing did say lamp. So I feel like that should have let me know that it was going to be a big item. I guess I just wasn't paying attention, or I'd forgotten. It's good so far. Bruce is kind of hot. Oh my gosh. The animated series Bruce is hot. That's different. Damn, what was I saying? Oh, I had already wanted to get this ceramic, this figurine, right, to represent Vex. Just because I was really enjoying working with her. We've just kind of developed a good bond, honestly. And I wanted something that really showcased, um, to the best of to the best ability that I could find, I guess, how I see her. And this isn't really the best because I don't really see her as a naked burning woman. Um, I see her more as like a fire dancer, like with the flaming skirt and stuff like that. But this was the closest that was, you know, beautiful and still had that seductive beauty aspect that she's associated with. So I'm very grateful to actually have found it, especially since it was unglazed. I was iffy because the art style is angular, which I don't like. Um, I should just use the smaller brush because it's doing a much better job, if I do say so myself. But yeah, so I've just really enjoyed working with her. Um, she actually helped me get out of the funk. Um, she's kind of been encouraging me to make time for past passion projects that I kind of let fall to the wayside, um, because of life, honestly. So she's kind of like rekindled that flame for me, as in a way. Um, so I was just really excited to get this. And when I was deciding on an effigy, like of a spirit that I wanted to work with, um, I was finding it a little difficult because, you know, last year I made an effigy of, you know, that I called Queen Rathatha, pulling from the name of Agatha and the word wrath to make this spirit, which, if I do say so myself, um, has a very similar depiction as, I want to say, Astaroth, because I think Astaroth, if I remember correctly, she rides a dragon, does she not? And the imagery or the effigy that I ended up making is this, uh, I forgot what it was. It was like a zombie doll or something like that. I don't know. It was her. It was basically my damn it doll for a while. It's the one that I'm about to age myself. But if y'all followed Tiptoe Chick, she showed her little bitch doll, the one that she had like a would beat on and stuff like that whenever she was angry. Um, I got the same one. I got it in honor of her as well as to use it pretty much in the same sense as her, but I just called it a damn it doll instead of a little bitch doll. But I ended up using that because it already had that anger energy in it. Um, as kind of like the body representation of the of Queen Rathatha, essentially. So it just kind of ended up working out that way. But this time, I decided it just felt so natural to include Vex in this working. I was already working with her. I want to say that to a minor extent, she might have, like, not petitioned, but volunteered to be the spirit. Yeah, I love Tiptoe Tick. I've been pretty passive though, so I need to be more active with him. Oh, I'm so sorry. I do not know what you're talking about. Let me read the chat. Mm. Oh yeah, this would be my 1 year anniversary of working with Lucifer. I started working with him during Witch's Black Line. So I'm assuming last year, because you said you didn't participate this year. Who is it that's working with Lucifer for Pride? I want to say it's Jasmine Ambrosia. Yeah, I'm just doing lots of base coat layers, and it's actually starting to look smooth and nice, so we might be moving to the accent layers soon, which I'm excited because it's just gonna be so much fun. I've been wanting to do this project for a long time, honestly. It's been a while, but yeah, so I'm really excited that I have this time off from work, and I kind of feel like this is almost like a little nostalgia vibe, you know, going live with the tubesters, doing a little art magic, blessed be, and you know, just doing the things. I have mostly been calling him in for tarot readings. I should be doing meditations and orders with him. I need to share this little thing with y'all. So, y'all don't know this, but when I was living in Plainfield, New Jersey, P-Field, ignore me. I meant prayers. I don't know. It changed to orders. Oh, okay. This was a long time ago. This was when I was in elementary school. And represent, that's right. And my grands was still alive. So I was probably like 6, 7. She had this playing card deck that had a pair of toucans on it. And it was like a grayish background. And it was like a vintage deck, I think. And I think I got it when she passed, or I found it or something like that. I can't remember. And unfortunately, the box got beat up, and then, you know, being a cluttered person, shit being moved around, and then moving from place to place, the cards just got lost. And then eventually, I think I just threw this shit away because I didn't even have a full deck anymore. But I was on, I think it's Zazzle, right? Yeah, it's Zazzle. Zazzle. Well, actually, no, I wasn't on Zazzle. I since then I've been periodically looking for a replacement deck, essentially, right? And I found this deck on Zazzle, and I can't remember exactly how the toucans looked, and I can't remember, I can't remember exactly what the backs of the deck looked because it's so long ago now. But I knew that it was 2 toucans and that it had some like green foliage in the back. And it was like a, not really an off-white, but kind of like a gray color. Oh yeah, in the box I found a newspaper clipping of my mom's brother's death in the Vietnam War. I cried over it. 19, wow. Not to get dark, but there was a time that I didn't think I was going to live to 19. So, yeah, that's wild. On a lighter note, Dylan, why'd you have to bring up death? I'm just kidding. I'm so sorry. This is that replacement deck. And you have very bad lighting, Oren. I get dark with it. I'm fine with it. Here we go. So we got the pair of toucans and the like off-white grayish like background and the green foliage. And I'm just so excited to have this deck, to have this symbolic psychological trigger of a replacement of my grandpa's deck. It's a really good feeling. I feel like I can check it off my to-do list. I'm a Debbie Downer, which is funny because my mom's name was Debbie. I had an aunt named Debbie. And what I also love about this deck is that it has the proper jokers. The black and white one and the colored one. Because a lot of times it's hard to find proper jokers. Most of the time they make them the fucking same. And I think it's because so many people just now take the jokers out and don't use them that now there's no need for them to be different. But like, we use the jokers in our readings. Okay, so should I put the spade in the front? Or should I put the toucans in the front? I had a lot of toucan decks, actually. I'm gonna let y'all tell me. In the clippings, oh, I already read that. Oh, no, I didn't. That's wild. This paint job is coming along. It's almost, like when you look at the bottom of the statue, it almost looks like a witch being burned at the stake, actually. Excuse me. But then when you look at the head portion, you'll see like the banded jewelry, and it just looks obviously like a fire dancer from Asia. So it's a very interesting art depiction. But I'm grateful to have it. I'm trying to remember how much it was. I think with the shipping and everything, it was like $90, which I guess isn't that bad since it's like handmade and all that. I definitely thought it was smaller. I've done an astrology chart for the Bible, which yeah. I'm gonna do another little touch-up coat. It's giving confusion. What's that guy on TikTok that be saying that and they says, SWAT! Police! On all the cooking videos when they add the weird shit in the food? What's his name? I want to say it's like K or J or something like that. I can't remember. Surprise, surprise, I can't remember something. Blessed be my brain when I get old. Oof. I almost hope I don't get old at this point. Gotta hurry up with this paint job. Cause oops, God. I was texting my aunt and did I already read this? And one of my cousins while going through the box and into astrology. That's cool. How late is it where you guys are? I don't even remember. Dylan, I really can't remember where you said you're from. Or living at, I mean. Ooh. Maybe it's, oh, it's a ceramic. Arizona. Well, yeah, I remember. Oh, wait. No, I did not. I did forget you were in Arizona. That I was remembering, I hope Mama Bear's not watching anymore. So I was, for some reason, I thought Mama Bear, Desert Siren, was in Arizona, and then I was forgetting where you were. But that's right, you're in Arizona, and she's in New Mexico. 'I found a slip of paper with a pic of a house on it. A 3-bed, 1-bath, and a... What was that, the 60s? The 70s? It should have been, she said that was a... Oh, Ohio, well that explains it. 67. Yep, sounds about right. I want to say that's either just before or just the beginning of when, like, credit was created. Things were a lot cheaper before credit was made. I'm gonna just put that there. This red is really making her look sexy, and I'm fucking with it. Okay, I think we're gonna let this be the last coat. And then we're gonna do those touch-ups with the bronze and magenta and metallic pink. I think I might use the magenta as like a dry brush over all the skin. And then maybe, oh, I said bronze, but I meant copper. And then do the copper on like the logs, maybe? I need to grab the gold so I can add it to the fiery parts. Yeah. And then I'll use this metallic pink on like, just for like some, on maybe the face, breast and the navel. Maybe the well, I can't even say the vulva because that's not really what it is. Oh, she donated. Ouch, my foot. I actually also brought some like oranges and yellows. Got my Vex candle burning. And this is just, it's a really good time. I feel like we're doing that, I feel like we're doing Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo all over again. I'm gonna go grab a treat. I will be right back. Dylan, since you're the only one commenting, I'll have you decide. Should I grab the chocolate bunny? Or, I think it's just milk chocolate. Or should I get the Rice Krispie chocolate coated chick on a stick? I don't know who the second person is, but I hope you're enjoying this live. And thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Chick on a stick. Boom. Okay. Ugh. This is it. This is the chick on a stick. They actually had, like a vintage candy Chico stick. I hope that's not what you thought this was. But they did have that too. And they also had some like Mary Janes. They're where I get my baby bottle pops. They had ring pops. Oh, I just got a ring pop too, actually. But that'd be too messy for the, ouch, the live. Very complicated, and not in the good way. Why you gotta go and make things so complicated? This is not working. Hold on. There we go. Ugh. I'm struggling to open my dad's TV dinner too. Oh God. I shouldn't have put this in the freezer. I didn't realize it would be like that. Mm. Mm. I forget what flavor they are. Mm. And Dr. Pepper. Mm. I can't I can't do Cadbury eggs. They too sweet for me. You can have all of them. Enjoy every last one, cause I ain't gonna have it. Yeah. um, um, I think it was, what's her name? Bunny. Graveyard Girl. I think she did this unboxing. Or not unboxing. She got these peeps. Was it her? No, it was not her. It was Libra the, what's her name? No. Jade the Libra. And she found these Dr. Pepper peeps. And I was hoping to find some, but I didn't. I should check like Rite Aid or something. Which one? Jade the Libra or Bunny from Graveyard Girl? She's very similar to Bunny, just not high energy. So, if you like Bunny, especially like her original content, before she did like all these, before she got big and she's just kind of like car vlogging and stuff like that, if you like her back then you're gonna like Jade the Libra, because that's what she kind of does now. She's more gothic though. Like I feel like Bunny was more gothic in her younger years. I'm just making a mess. We are at an hour and a half. I need to finish this at the 2-hour mark. Cause ain't no way. Oh wow. You were out of the loop. Yeah, she was already big by the time Shane Dawson had her. Wait, he got rid of him? Did he get rid of the video, like the ones where he was like essentially trying to like resurrect people's channels? He got rid of those videos? To be honest, I didn't think he was creating content at all. I kind of thought that once he got, like, I forgot what he got in trouble for. He was in that mix of all these influencers doing, like, troublesome, fucked up shit. I don't remember what his was, but... Oh! Oh, dear. What? Mm-mm. That just makes me itchy. Dylan, I already showered, and now I'm gonna have to shower. That you made me feel all dirty. Mm. Mm. Mm-mm. I know this shit about Miranda Sings is true. Mm. Let's not bring her up. I don't need to get... Well, I already brought her up, but let's not talk about her. Mm. Exactly. Mm. She still has a following? That says a lot. Mm. Whoopsie. Mm. So, that was actually pretty good. But now I'm thirsty. But I'm gonna have to get that caramel apple. I got it from the same place. I'm trying to remember what it's called. Fuzzy Wigs. I think I've talked to them. I talked about them before. Mm. They made these delicious caramel apples, and I got the one that had pecans on it. Oh, blessed be, that shit was delicious. I ate that whole thing. I probably should have only ate like a quarter of it. Mm-mm. And I really shouldn't be eating all these sweets, because I know I'm going to be eating them come Easter, because I'm going to someone's for Easter. But... And that chicken on the stick was actually supposed to be meant for someone's basket. But I needed a sweet. So I'll just buy them another one. I still need to buy the basket and the grass and all that shit anyway, so. I need to, start working on the magenta. I hope the connection's good. Is the connection good? It hasn't like cut off or nothing, has it? No, it's good. Okay. I just wanted to make sure because it was like getting quiet. I was like, oof. Okay. I need. I don't know what I need. This will work. All right. Ooh, let me do black first. I bought the Art of Cuphead book. It's pretty interesting. I love the old rubber hose art style. I don't know what that art style is. Old rubber hose. I'm so sorry I'm so quiet. I'm just getting like extra focused because I don't want to fuck up with this black. I think Steamboat Willie, Popeye the Sailor, and Felix the Cat. Oh. You mean the cartoons? Yes, the cartoons. Okay. So I know you can't see. I'm almost tempted to do you want to just continue with the camera facing me, or do you want me to put it back where it was when I started the live and you see where I'm painting? I'm gonna let y'all decide. Well, I say y'all, but it's really just one of you. I'm surprised Desert Siren just left. Usually she says bye first. She probably had to go take care of Bean or her daughters. I hope she's doing good though. I don't know. Okay, well. There we go. So far, so good. Yeah. I'm gonna try and find another brush. Yeah. I'm gonna use some of these for. That just got real intense. Have you seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine before? I started to watch it on Netflix about 3 weeks ago. It was my first time seeing it. It's pretty funny. I have not. What am I trying to say? I don't know. I just don't feel like it's funny. I feel like it's kind of like the same humor as The Office, just dry. But I could be wrong. Oh, shit. Ooh, I missed a spot on her back. Thank you. This jewelry part's the hardest. It's still not coming out like perfectly crisp, but it's okay. I don't have the technique or the brushes to have it come out perfectly crisp, to be honest. Also, I guess, wait, a compilation of Rosa. Oh, from The Office? I mean, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Ouch. This is not working. I was really gonna use the camera to try and get that paint, but it's not working. Okay. Rosa, oh, okay. Rosa kind of reminds me of April from Parks and Rec. I didn't watch Parks and Rec either. But I haven't seen Parks and Rec before. Oh no! But I have some comps of there. But, We had that 20% mark, y'all. Gotta hurry up. Hmm. Gotta be careful. Hmm. So that's kind of what we're getting so far. I don't know if you can get a good look. I put some like metallics on her navel and the areas and her face, but I don't think it's showing up in this lighting. Let me get that agenda. Good details. Thank you. All right. I think I'm gonna add I want to add a little on her back. I started and finished it just as Hmm. A big nose? Dylan, what we talking about? What you mean? I'm trying to get this paint job done. Oof, blessed Lord, we got 14%. Let's get the hair. Nope, nope, nope. Not entirely sure I will get this done before the battery dies. So I'm just kind of like trying to rapidly get this painted. At least you started, yeah. Where's the, oh, here it is. All right. That's kind of what we're going for. I'm gonna have to turn this off before um, it like gets turned off by itself. But this is kind of what I'm going for. I might do it like a part 2 short that shows it finished. Um, but this is kind of what we're going for. And we're gonna do the same color as the hair on the bottom, and then we're gonna do like copper dry brushing on the logs. But thanks for all who left. I mean, that I didn't mean to say it. Thanks for all who were here and stayed with me. Thanks, Dylan. Um, Tune into the short that will just kind of showcase the rest of her finished, and then there will be a video tomorrow. At the video, there's definitely gonna be a short tomorrow. There might be a video tomorrow of the potion with the poem. But as always, thank you for watching. Oh wait, that's the old one. Abundant internal blessings. I need to go. Bye bye.